You know, it took me longer to get up here than it will to actually record this video. So you know when my mono Electro team is really missing? Whenever I'm running around the world dealing damage, I'm also taking damage. If only there was some way I could heal it back. Now I know what you're saying. You're looking at my team going, this is not mono Electro. Well, I want to tell you, shut up. Kazuha does Electro damage. It's mono Electro. But Electro has been missing one thing for quite a while, and that is somebody to replenish the team's lovely juices that keep them going whenever they're trucking along inside the battlefield. And while your team might be taking damage, you have no way currently to sustain them. So what if, follow me along now class, what if potentially there was a character who could heal? Now I'm not talking about just any healer, because we have lots of those out the wazoo. No, I'm talking about a special healer. One that is purely for Electro. If only there could be such a unit, and exactly what implications, if that unit did exist, what could they change? Well, for one, they enable fully the mono Electro playstyle, which allows you to do a little something like take this Bido I currently have inside the team and swap out this Bido for the Kujo Sara. The character people don't really like to play because she's really clunky, but she also provides a very, very big buff to any sort of Electro damage. So then you can have a team similar to this, maybe swap out the Kazubra there for said healer, if said healer ever exists, and you have a very powerful mono Electro team. Now, the reason mono elements in this game are really good-ish, it depends on the one, but a lot of them tend to be pretty good, and that's solely because the pure amount of damage they can actually start racking up through a ton of buffs to their own elements, very simply through things like Kujo Sara or anything really like that. They end up being able to rack up a ton of buffs and being able to actually kind of escalate their damage to kind of insane levels, as long as you have all the units invested in and you're fully committed to the mono lifestyle. Because living one way every day without any sort of variance takes a very special kind of crazy. Are you crazy enough for the mono lifestyle? If you're really crazy, mono animo, absolutely insanity. Well, this one's not about blowing the strongest gust of wind, this one's about being the most zappy of zaps. And for that case, you would want a healer, because currently every other element but Electro has a healer, so Electro's mono team is currently lacking the sustainability that a lot of people need, because sometimes you get clipped in Abyss. Although current Abyss you get one shot. Trust me, I know, you've probably seen the video. I still have the scars on my behind of them smacking me. That's right, I want you to have the mental imagery of some Abyss Lectors smacking my cheeks. Like my father disciplining me as a child, they called me a very bad boy and sent me along my way, so I had to restart the Abyss out of sheer embarrassment. It wasn't that I died, I was just so embarrassed at the fact of how they humiliated me and belittled my masculinity as a man. I had to completely restart the whole thing. It was absolute insanity. But shockingly, once again, I'm starting to drift off topic whenever the main focus of today's video is the ability to taser somebody to death with a team that could shockingly be good. I don't know many shock puns, so you're gonna have to deal with them. Hopefully, my lack of creativity is not representative of Mihoyo's lack of creativity whenever it comes to making said Zap Zap unit, and maybe, just maybe, with Zap Zap unit, they're going to be able to make Zap Zap unit very, very good. And I probably said Zap Zap unit one too many times, but it's a really fun thing to say. You should try it. It just rolls off the tongue. Zap Zap Zippity Zap. All in all, if a unit, such a unit, were to come out that was an Electro healer, that also looked like a ninja, that also, etc. Don't copyright strike me, Hoyo. I've been good. Were to actually come out, they really wouldn't change too much for the Electro team, in my opinion, but they would be able to give those people who are crazy enough and who are boring enough, I mean exciting enough, I mean just daring enough to go ahead and run a mono Electro team, they are going to give those people some sort of sustainability so you can stop abusing the Archon statues. I know the Archon statues are your best friend because they keep on keeping you healthy, but from now on you could have a new member, a lawyer, who instead of actually healing you, just sues your health to get better. It's very simple. So now, like a terrible hero with a superpower that's also equally just as bad, hopefully my wild imagination comes true and we get such an Electro healer that could be a lawyer ninja and start of a street game, but nobody really knows anything, and nobody knows anything for sure. But it would be very, very nice. Now, if said healer also amplified your team in some sort of way, that would also be very, very good, because you would be able to go crazy with the Electro and do all sorts of damage, even though Electro with already enough investment does insane damage just with Kazuha alone. It doesn't really need the Electro healing, but the Electro healing is going to be very, very nice, because you're going to be able to do even more damage and do even more Electro, because Electro already doesn't play nice with other elements outside of Hydro, because Hydro has Taser, and then Cryo has physical resistance shreds, so you can have things like Hulu with it, but anything with Pyro or Animal or anything like that just kind of smudge, because Overload knocks back the bigger enemies, so you're sitting there just wondering, why can't I deal damage? But hopefully, said Electro healer will give the game some sustainability, because look at me right now, after running around trying to get that mouthful out. If only I had some way to heal up, but instead I have to open this silly little map. I have to go all the way over to the Archon statue. I highly recommend this one because it starts healing you as you load in. Very good. And I have to go to this statue at the 7 here and heal. But if I had a healer in my team, I wouldn't have to do that. Now, you could also say, Valk, why don't you just open up the party setup and just swap to a healer real quick, heal up, and then go back. And I say, you know what? Screw you. Stop making sense. This is my video. I like to be as logical as possible, so I like to go ahead and do other things, like wish for units that do not exist, that may not exist, that are probably coming inside the bed, What are you knocking at my door? Anyways, now that I fought off the secret agents, let me go ahead and ask you guys, if said lawyer ninja street assassin thing was going to go ahead and exist and heal you up in your Electro goodness, would you even be curious? I'm genuinely curious whether you're curious, so let me know if you're curious about the curiosity of my curiousness. Does that make sense? Capiche? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about such a unit if they were to exist. Let me know what you guys think about Kuki Ninja, the hypothetical unit if they were to exist. I'm just genuinely curious about your guys' opinions. Thank you guys for watching as always. Hopefully, I'll catch you guys in the next one. This has been Sporadic Valk having an insane moment. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.